Same
I know
again.
that was had to be wild for her. I know
Yeah.
that
So
had to be an experience that your mother shouldn't even had to go through. I understand it happened, but I know that had to be something that just like you said, our head exploded, shot. It's just, I believe it's just so. I believe that no child should have to go through this. No person should have to go through this. If we have, all the tools we need to find out the truth, why is the government hiding this from us? Why they can't do it for us?
so my question for you is, on your journey as you're getting older,
Yes,
where was your head at when you started to think about these things?
I would say I was lost. I was lost, but as I said, I got a strong support system. So it's like I lost it for a minute, not like kind of going crazy or anything, but I just had a lot of questions to ask myself, and I got kids, so I want to be the best father I can be for my kids, and I always want to be supportive to them, and I hate lying to them. So it's like at certain things when your kids ask, it's only you only can tell them the truth to an extent because you don't even know. So it's like this was bigger for me than any person. And my mom, with her not being here, it just fueled me to go harder. You know, I know there's something she would want it and something she fought for. So it's like I'm fighting for it too. It's nothing wrong with trying to find out the truth. So it just made me, lose it for a second, but I gained back and just worked and got around family and we did a little camping. I love going camping, fishing with my son. Um, just got back to a good space. That's it.
Okay, so how old were you then when you were told the story of how your mom met Jay-Z?
I was, I would say, officially, probably I would say like a 10 or 11. She told me when I was like 6 who my father was, but when she fully started telling me stories, I guess when I could better understand as I got older, it was really like 10 or 11. Then that's when she started telling me like, Rod, this is your person, this is your dad, and showing me little pictures that she did have of him and little clips and little videos that she had. And
Jay-Z, one of the most iconic figures in music history, is now facing one of the toughest challenges of his life. Known for his incredible rise from hardship to hip-hop royalty, the legendary rapper is now at the center of a whirlwind of lawsuits and allegations that are shaking his reputation. At the heart of it all is Rimmer Sui, a young man who claims to be Jay-Z's biological son, a claim that has been making headlines and playing out in courtrooms for over a decade.
I'm talking about like little music videos he had, I guess, back in the days, and little clips, I guess, from shows, whatever. It's just this was little. I was so young, I didn't fully understand, but I watched them and I listened to my mom, and I just continued with life because I'm a kid. Like you want to hear these things, but you don't want to hear these things. So it's like I listen, but I kind of try to block it out. I try like blocked it out a little bit.
And did you reach a point over the years where you wanted to reach out and say hi?
Yes, as I got older, I thought that it would be a good idea to, try to have a relationship, or at least I can say I tried on my part. I did reach out. My mom signed a letter. You know, it was, they seemed cooperative at the beginning, but then it just start going to the left, I guess. Nobody was communicating no more, and it just was all court action.
And what was the story that was told to you as to how your mum had met Jay-Z?
Basically, my mom was at a show and she was with a friend. And y'all know, I guess her friend stayed to after the show. He was doing little signings and little autographs and stuff like that. I guess he wasn't too big, but I guess females, when the show is over, you can sign little autographs and stuff like that. Talk to the people who perform. She said she went up there and with her friend, and they start talking. I guess wound up leaving with them. He took them to some apartment building, and they did what they did in there. Talked a little bit, had a good time, party, and I guess had sex. You know, I can't fully talk as my mom because I'm not my mom. I'm just telling you guys what she told me. It was this, and I honestly just believe it. You know, it's just no doubt in my mind that I believe it. My mom wouldn't just make something up like that, and it's been no challenge to say that my mom was telling no type of fraud, no type of lie. Nobody ever said anything to me. All right, well, I don't know your mom. You know, I don't know who your mom is. This is a lie. Never got anything. So why wouldn't I believe my mom? Like, you know, we could have been settled this, and it only takes a conversation and some words. You know, I'm not a hateful guy. I don't hate anyone. I'm not after nobody. I'm not trying to see no one downfall. But this is just some things that just went through court, and they just expected me to just sit there and just take what they were saying. I can't do that because I can't because
Rimmer Sui's story goes beyond just a paternity dispute. It's an emotional journey of identity, justice, and heartbreak. For years, he has fought to prove his biological connection to Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter. The legal battle began when Rimmer was a teenager and has continued into his 30s as he seeks answers and closure. Rimmer claims his late mother, Wanda, had a brief encounter with Jay-Z in the early 1990s when she was just 16. Wanda alleged that she became pregnant with Rimmer after that night, but despite her efforts to bring the truth to light, Jay-Z has consistently denied the allegations.
I don't know. I wouldn't know how he feeling. Like I would hope he would think about it and this would be in his mind. But you know, I wouldn't actually know what another person is feeling at this time. You just can think that this person knows and thinking about it and stuff like that. I really want to know. So my mom did tell me she went in there and filed a paternity test, and it just basically I can say it was a whole lot of running around with that case. It was a whole lot of things that wasn't, what can I say, we didn't have enough information to push the case. That's what I basically can say. We didn't have enough information to keep the case going. So it was a big case to me because, you know, I really wanted to find out who my father was, and for the case not to go how I was planning it, I really thought it was going to go different than what it was. But, well, I really feel like it should have been over with because, you know, I feel like if it was anybody else, you know, like, I'm not saying this because people got higher standards or people make more money than that, but it's just different because, you know, if it was anybody else that made a low income, I feel like they would have had them in there way faster than people that's wealthy. I really try not to get frustrated, you know, basically. I really try not to think about it, you know, I go on with my life because, you know, anything could happen, but, you know, I still gotta live for myself at the end of the day. You know, I still gotta work and bring in income for me. You know, I can't sit around. You know, I gotta get up off my feet and do something. You know, I can't wait on the world. Like, I can't say, you know, I can't wait on anybody to want to respond when they want to. It is important that I know who my biological father is, just because, you know, my mom's health, I don't know if it's coming from our family or it's coming from the other side, and that would be something I really would want to find out because, you know, in the future, you don't know what could happen. And a lot of people are so quick to judge because they see somebody coming out and try to find out if the person, you know, trying to find out things, they so negative to push you down. Like, you know, people are just so quick to judge a person that's a low, I won't say low income, but somebody that doesn't have it, and somebody that does, they always think, you know, you coming after that person's money, or they never look at the full story and things like that. It was rough, you know, living in Philadelphia. You know, it was a hard city. Like, you know, it started to get wilder as the years went on. Like, you know,
Have you ever been in a situation where you were almost killed?
I have been. I wouldn't say the crossfire was for me, but it was people. Like, it was a couple shootings that I have been around, but it wasn't for me. Like, it wasn't intended for me or nothing like that. It's just, you know, it's dangerous down there, period. So
Rimmer claims his mother always told him that Jay-Z was his father, and she stuck to that story until her death in 2019. She said they used protection, but it failed. At the time, Jay-Z was a rising star, and Wanda was a 16-year-old high school student. The age gap and the sensitive nature of their alleged relationship have added to the controversy.
So like these niggas out here, man, they be like, questionable. I mean, be real questionable, man. I think if they got tested in any type of way, they'll fold. Period. I mean,
Yeah, I think a lot of people can't handle Dame Dash delivery.
but yo, let me tell you something. That's how. Listen, I got the same kind of delivery sometimes. I'm more mindful of it than Dame, but Dame telling you that from a good place. You should have to hold the man's hand. You should be able to, just when you see his success, you should automatically say, damn, how can I get that success? I'm gonna listen to what he got to say. I mean, you gotta think about it. When Jay-Z, they all started, Dame was the one out there busting the moves out. That's why he the manager. He the one was doing all that shit for Jay-Z when it was just him, Dame, and Biggs. But nobody saying have a problem with him then. When he took them niggas to the top, them as a team. You gotta remember, you gotta be honest. Like Jay-Z when he first started coming out, the first CD, it's a classic and all that, but he wasn't the best rapper. He wasn't the best rapper. He was lyrical, but it wasn't like the best raps. Like it wasn't like, but it was that push and that drive behind him. I mean, because Jay-Z didn't even catch on with his first album, really. You know what I mean? So if a person believes in you and going out there fighting for you in your behalf, they owe a certain amount of respect, I think. I mean, so like but the thing is that Jay-Z don't want nobody to get money. So like, it's not a secret. Look at him. What about a Mill? I heard a Mill was working somewhere, whatever. I'm like, yo, if I see a girl that was a rapper on my label and I got $1 billion, she ain't gotta worry about nothing ever. Period. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, you and the Mill should start.
Huh?
You and the Mill should start. You and the Mill should start a podcast together.
I don't even know her. I mean, I know who she is, but it just popped in my head. There's this fact that she was the Rockefeller, female of Rockefeller, right? She should be rich because she's a reflection of you. Period. Like, I'm over here in this $150,000 million house. She over there struggling. Bro, see, I'm more mindful than that. So they might look at me as I'm a bad person. I talk shit, but I'm mindful. I will never have that. Let that be. Whatever she need, or to get her that, but it will make you feel better. Plus, it'll look good for you doing it. You so much of a Scrooge McDuck, you don't even want to do that. Like, what the fuck? She's a lady. Like, you feel what I'm saying? There's nothing to get her a car and a house and some money every month. Even if you say, oh, somebody will give you some money for 5 years, but like, then after that, or give her a job. It's just, to me, it's like easiest 1, 2, 3. But for everybody else, like, well, he don't got to do.
The situation has become even more heated due to the ongoing legal battle. Rimmer claims that Jay-Z's legal team has done everything possible to avoid a paternity test, even using their influence to manipulate the system and block his search for answers. For Rimmer, this fight isn't about fame or money. It's about uncovering the truth and finding a sense of belonging.
No, you don't got to do it, but like, ain't this the right thing to do? The fuck, like, the fuck is, it's crazy if you say somebody should do the right thing. People first thing is nobody owe you and you shouldn't do it. That's because society is just fucked up right now. That's like somebody saying, well, you don't gotta adopt them kids. They foster kids, but fuck them. They don't gotta get them. It's like somebody saying that. Cause you don't gotta get them, but shouldn't you get them if you can? You know what I mean? But society want to be like they on some other shit. Like I just don't. That's why I say I don't get it. And I'm not the type of person that feel like everybody owes somebody something. But when you if you have it to be able to do it, especially when it won't hurt you at all, I think you should. I think it's your job to do it. Especially if somebody contributes to what you famous for. You know what I mean? Period. My thing is this. How Beans never been in a rock brunch? Would you want to see Beans out here fucked up? He a reflection of, no matter how much you try to separate yourself from Beans, he a reflection of you. Period. That's period. I mean, like if I let's like me having a little brother, and I'm out here rich as shit, and my little brother out in the streets fucked up. They go first thing somebody gonna look at him and say, "Damn, you got him out here like that." I mean, that's what my thing is this. Like, I just don't agree with stuff. Mind you, of course, nobody owes nobody nothing. And most of the times when I be talking about this shit, I don't even be talking about myself. That's the part that make people like fucked up. People be saying like, I think like somebody owe me so much. No, I be talking about the things people do to other people when we black. We got it the worst. The system hates us the worst. We get done the worst. We have the worst stories. We go through the worst shit. Why would I want to help my brother out? See, the thing is, Jay-Z never really been to jail. Jay-Z never really been through no hardships before. You was broke when you was a kid. You went through. I'm talking about some real shit. Like, you know what I mean? So like I can't expect him to think like me. He think like Meek Mill's think. I'm a stun on everybody. I'm the one. I'm arrogant. I'm thinking I'm better than people. Like, cause I got money. Like me and people in the society go with it because you famous and you got money. I mean, I just don't look at people like that. I judge you by off your character, man. And mind you, I never say I'm perfect at all. I'm fucking retarded. Like most of the time. Sometimes, like so, like I talk about my own self. You know what I mean, so like I don't want to sit up here like I'm better than everybody. But one thing I won't do is let my brother starve and I'm eating. Period. That's one thing I don't got that thing. Whatever that thing is that make you want to get money and your brother starving and you don't got no problem with it. I don't got that thing. Period. Especially if I'm playing with millions and millions, bro. You're not gonna be starving on my watch, bro. Your girl gonna have pocketbooks and you gonna have a car. You're gonna be respectable, man. Even if I gotta buy it out my personal money. You know what I'm saying? Because they only get this one life, and these, whatever religion you are, I know.
In a recent interview, Rimmer expressed his deep frustration and heartbreak over Jay-Z's response to the allegations. He said it was painful to see Jay-Z deflect and attack rather than address the claims directly. Rimmer criticized the rapper for not being transparent, saying that if Jay-Z truly values honor and protecting children as he claims, he should step forward and face the situation openly.
This morning, rap mogul Jay-Z is denying allegations he sexually assaulted a 13-year-old girl alongside rapper Sean Diddy Combs. That civil lawsuit filed against Combs in October was amended Sunday to include Jay-Z. The accuser, identified only as Jane Doe, says she was sexually assaulted by both men at a Video Music Awards after party in 2000. In a blistering statement, Jay-Z accuses Jane Doe's attorney of trying to blackmail him. He said further, quote, "These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree?" He added, "My only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I will have to sit our children down, one of whom is at the age where her friends will see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims and explain the cruelty and greed of people." Joining us now, Joey Jackson, CNN legal analyst and criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor. There's a lot to unpack here. Joey, I want to start with just the statement from Jay-Z, which is so forceful in its denial. I just read a teeny part of it. It's long, where he says that they should file a criminal complaint. Is that even possible at this point?
So based on the allegations, Jessica, good morning. Good to see you. I think that it certainly could be. Why do I say that? Now, he, of course, is more than annoyed, would be an understatement. He has a family and he has a lot to protect, including his brand. But to the extent that he's saying, hey, come after me criminally, that could be likely. Why do I say that? Because rape in New York, and what's alleged in this complaint, is forcible compulsion. What that means in English is that it's saying that he held her down, raped her, and that, of course, the allegation is that Mr. Combs did the same thing. And so if those facts are actually accurate, it would require an investigation by prosecutors. And if true, right, you could pursue it criminally. Now, with respect to evidentiary value, yes, it happened 24 years ago, right, more than 24 years ago. But in the allegations, there's a few things. Number one, there's allegation that another celebrity was present at the time, right, in addition to other people. Number two, there's the claim by the victim, right, that she left, that she went and she was seen by a gas attendant who saw her in distress. Number three, that she phone called her dad, who showed up.
Jay-Z responded with a statement denying the allegations and accusing Rimmer's lawyer, Tony Busby, of extortion. He called Busby a fraud and an ambulance chaser. This sparked online debate, with some supporting Jay-Z and others urging him to take a paternity test to resolve the issue.
13-year-old and now removed her. So civil complaint, simply allegations, need to be proven in a court of law. But if true, it could rise to the level of criminality. And, you know, we'll see what happens or if the DA looks and investigates.
So what happens now?
So what happens now is this is simply a civil complaint. And in a civil complaint, it goes through the technical legal process. Now, the distinction, Jessica, between civil and criminal, of course, is that civil is for monetary damages, right? The system can only reward you with money. There's allegations that this 13-year-old is suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder, suffered depression, etc. So now you go to fact-finding, right? Before that, just briefly, there was a demand letter sent. And a demand letter letter is a letter being sent by a lawyer saying, hey, I don't have to sue you. We can sit, we can mediate it. If we reach an agreement, it never sees the light of day. Jay-Z saying, I don't care about your demand letter. I look at it as blackmail. You want to sue me, sue me. You want to look at it criminally, look at it criminally, but it'll go through the fact-finding process. If a trial is necessary to determine the facts, that's what will happen, but it'll be deemed civil. No indication at this point as to whether or not any criminal investigation will ensue as a result of this.
Yeah, and Jay-Z came back incredibly forcefully against these allegations and really singled out that attorney as well for being, I'm paraphrasing here, but greedy, saying he's out to get money and calling that letter essentially blackmail.
Yeah, and in addition to that, Jessica, also suing the attorney, saying he's intimidating him, harassing him, etc. Now, demand letters are not new. What lawyers do is they send them out as a matter of protocol and practice so that you can expedite the process. At the same time, there's certain ethical standards that you have to use, and you have to have a good faith factual belief that this is true. Now, you can argue this complaint was filed in October, right? Could have mentioned Jay-Z then. You didn't. Why? It was amended now to include him. Are the factual assertions true? Are they fact or fiction? Is it a money grab or not? All of that will be litigated in a court of law, but according to Jay-Z, this never happened, is pure fiction. It is a money grab, and he's fighting for his name, reputation, and certainly innocence and justice in his view, which is he didn't have anything to do with it.
Yeah, and you touch on a point, too, that I wanted to ask you about, which was that this was an amendment to this already existing lawsuit. What are people to take away from that? The fact that they're coming back and adding to this now with this specific name?
Yeah, you know, Jessica, so it depends. That's also common. You could amend lawsuits, right, as a matter of course, and you do, to include certain factual allegations. The interesting thing to me in terms of your question and the takeaway, if you had this information about Jay-Z, it happened allegedly in September of 2000, why not include it in the original complaint? What happened between October and now that necessitated you putting in, and it's a question of credibility. Was he celebrity A, right, as was noted in the October complaint? Is this pure fiction? And what's interesting in the complaint is he really, that is the lawyer, tries to tie Jay-Z to Mr. Combs in so many ways, right? Birds of a feather is the argument that he's making. You can make that argument. You need the facts to sustain it. Let's see if they come up with any facts.
All right, we will see. All right, Joey Jackson, thanks so much.
Adding to the complexity of this situation, critics have begun highlighting Jay-Z's past relationships with significant age gaps, including his marriage to Beyoncé. This has fueled further debate and scrutiny over his personal life.
The other freedom I see in the album is just a freedom for couples who have gone through something.
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing. You know, it's almost a cliche, you know, the celebrity couple, you know, they get together, they break up, you know, I'm like, well, who else are they going to go out with? But for some reason, you took an unprecedented stand to fight for this marriage. I mean, to fight for it and to put it all out there. What is it about this marriage that's so special that you would fight this hard to save it?
Well, it's my soulmate. It's the person I love, you know, and you can be in love with someone. You can love someone and and if you haven't experienced love and you don't understand it and you don't have the tools to move forward, then you're going to have complications, period. And if you can either address it or you can pretend until it blows up at some point. And, you know, for us, we chose to fight for our love, for our family, to give our kids a different outcome. You see, you know, to break that cycle. For black men and women, you know, just to see a different outcome. Like you were saying, it's not this celebrity couple. We were never a celebrity couple. We were a couple who just happened to be celebrities.
That's beautiful.
Like real people.
Yeah. What advice would you have for men who have caused pain in marriages? I mean, it's easy. I mean, somebody like you.
The best apology is change behavior, right? But
Jay-Z and Beyoncé met when she was 18 and he was 30. Though they've built a powerful empire together, their relationship has faced criticism. Beyoncé has explained they were friends first and stressed honesty and respect, but the age gap remains a point of contention for some.
It's beautiful, you know, in our case.
That's a level of strength really on both sides. I mean, if the shoe had been on the other foot, you know, if the transgressions had been on her side, do you think you would be able to be as forgiving of her as she was of you?
I hope. again, because I love her the same way. No matter what side, I love her the same way. I pray that I will, because her strength and her, you know, man, is the strongest woman I know. Like her and my mother, they battling for number one.
Beautiful, beautiful. I just want to say to you, you are blazing a trail, for a lot of us to follow. But financially, culturally, the idea of confession could save so much pain and suffering in politics and every place else. I honor you. One of the guys said, just make sure to ask him before he leaves, is he in the Illuminati? And I said, no, I'm not going to ask that, but are you?
I'm in the new Illuminati.
That's good. Let's give it up for Sean Jay-Z Carter. Guest on the Man Jones Show.
The timing of Rimmer's renewed efforts to prove his paternity is significant, as it coincides with Jay-Z facing another major scandal. The rapper is also accused of sexual misconduct, including a shocking claim that he and Diddy assaulted a 13-year-old girl at an MTV VMA afterparty in 2000. These allegations have sent shockwaves through the music industry, placing both Jay-Z and Diddy under intense scrutiny.
You should always advocate for yourself and be a voice for yourself. You should never let what somebody else did run your life.
A 38-year-old mother from Alabama who has filed a lawsuit accusing Sean Diddy Combs and Jay-Z of raping her when she was 13 years old is speaking out to NBC News for the first time. She asked us not to reveal her identity.
What made you want to come forward and talk today?
Because I think that I've been quiet long enough about what I've been through, and it's been hard enough to be quiet. But it's a chapter of my life that I'd like to close.
An NBC News review of her account found inconsistencies with her allegations. She says that she went to the MTV Video Music Awards in 2000 to catch a glimpse of her favorite celebrities.
You weren't scared to be all alone?
No, with having autism is like feeling like you live your life in a shatterproof juggle ball. The world's on fire. The fire is inside the ball with you, but there's no way for you to get out.
In addition to having autism, the woman says she suffered a head injury. The night of the 2000s VMAs, she says a friend drove her from Rochester, New York to Manhattan, a more than 5-hour drive. Her attorney provided NBC News with the name of the friend who has since died. The woman says she spoke to Combs's limo driver who offered her a ride to an after party.
I stumbled upon Diddy's driver who told me that I was exactly what Diddy was looking for.
What did you think when he said that to you?
I thought it meant that I was just pretty.
She went to a White House, she says, where she spoke to musicians Benji Madden and his brother.
I'm talking to Benji Madden about his tattoo because, I have about his tattoo that's the Last Supper because I have a religious background. So it was just something to talk about.
In a statement to NBC News, a representative of the Maddens confirmed that they did not attend the 2000 VMAs and that they were on tour in the Midwest at the time. At the after party, she says she had a drink that made her feel woozy. Then she says Combs and Carter took turns raping her while a female celebrity watched.
JC comes in and rapes me. He at that point I was fighting, trying to get away from him, and he put his hand over my mouth and told me to stop it, cut the.
After the alleged rape, she says she ran to a gas station where she called her father, who picked her up and drove her home.
We rode home in silence. He didn't ask me what happened. He didn't ask me what I did or where I was.
For Jay-Z, these combined allegations could have serious consequences beyond the legal implications. His reputation as a cultural icon and family man, along with his $3 billion fortune and carefully crafted public image, is at risk. Any damage to his legacy could significantly affect both his career and personal life. Additionally, his wife, Beyoncé, who is planning a major tour, might also face the ripple effects of these scandals.
With NBC News, her father said he could not verify the claims. Quote, I felt like I would remember that, and I don't. I have a lot going on, but I mean, that's something that would definitely stick in my mind, he said. When we asked the woman about the contradictions in a phone interview on Friday, she said that she stands by her statements. I have made some mistakes, she said. Honestly, what is the clearest is what happened to me. The inconsistencies in her account of an incident alleged to have happened 24 years ago does not necessarily mean the allegations are false. The accuser's attorney, Tony Busby, said, because we have interrogated her intensely, she has even agreed to submit to a polygraph. This has been extremely distressing for her, to the point she has experienced seizures and had to seek medical treatment due to the stress. In a statement to NBC News, Sean Carter said, this incident didn't happen, and yet he filed it in court and doubled down in the press. True justice is coming. We fight from victory, not for victory.
Is any part of you scared coming out against such powerful people?
Yeah, I'm scared of what could happen, but I'm more afraid of letting it eat me alive from the inside out than I am of being chastised by their fans.
All right, Chloe Malas joining us now live. Chloe, we just heard a very strongly worded statement from Jay-Z. What else are you hearing from him and his team?
Yes, so his attorney said that they're going to ask the court to, quote, dismiss this frivolous case. And also moments ago, we heard from Diddy's legal team, and I want to read you some of what they said. They said, quote, this is the beginning of the end of this shameful money grab. And remember, he remains behind bars at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center, and his criminal trial begins in May.
All right, very thorough reporting there. Chloe, thank you so much.
For Rimmer, this fight is deeply personal. Growing up in the shadow of one of the world's most famous men, he has constantly struggled with questions about his identity. Losing his mother only strengthened his determination to uncover the truth. Despite the legal and emotional challenges, Rimmer remains committed to having his voice heard and finding the answers he's been searching for.